Welcome back to Terrible at Fishing, everybody. Well, we've had another exciting week. Finally got my boat back out on the water this week, and that is exciting for me because you're just more comfortable with all your own stuff, your own boat, your own fishing gear. It's just so much nicer. It was a beautiful day on Wednesday. And Wednesday was also a stocking day at Lake of the Woods. That's where I was. And they stocked a little heavier on the trophies than they were on the legal size rainbow trout. They stocked it at about 2:30 in the afternoon, and we'll go over stocking schedules here pretty soon. I did catch a couple decent trout, and as well as perch, of course. And I caught, let me take a look, just over a 1 pounder, and just over and a 1.6 pounder on my fishing. So they were, let's see if I can find the measurements. And we are going to, yeah, here we go, a 14 and a half incher. And a 16 and a third incher rainbow trout. They hit a spinner, and you know when things are dumped into the lake, they basically they're not real hungry. They are under a shock, so you're really working off of an instinctive bite, and so throwing a spinner is a great way to catch fresh stock. And I'm going to be fishing in the next couple days to work for what eats these legals, which is brown trout. The brown trout are going to be coming up and hitting these legals. When stocking is actually done, they all those new fish are dumped into the reservoir, or the lake in this case, and they make a lot of noise. I mean, they really do. Fish actually have audible signals, and they're just blah, 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 blah. I mean, they're just yelling in their way, and it's carrying over the entire lake. So now the whole lake, and it's not a big lake, it's only 3 miles by 1 mile, and sound travels farther in water. So all these fish that were in other parts of the lake are coming to the stocking area, which is the main ramp at Lake of the Woods. So now you've got largemouth bass and rainbow trout, or brown trout, that are coming to eat these. Now, crazy thing is too, we're seeing the bass start their pre-spawn. We'll talk about that too, on what to do about bass in this next 4 weeks or so. But those brown trout are huge. Now, please put them back after you measure them and do what you want with them in photos. Put them back in the lake. I am a catch and release type of guy, unless it's planter fish or something like that, or I damage the fish. But these fish are old. They're wonderful to catch, and with brown trout, you're going to troll around the lodge area in about 10 feet of water and try to get that big swim bait down to about 8 feet, just about 2 or 3 feet off bottom, and troll it and try to stop and start it and make it look injured. You're going to be doing it in a light pattern or a rainbow pattern, which sort of mirrors the rainbow trout, and just you're going to do it first thing in the morning and late in the afternoon, like right before sunset. The beautiful thing about Lake of the Woods, you can fish it at night. It is a 24-hour lake, and at night you can get some really big fish. Now, again, please put these fish back in the lake. Legally, you could keep it, but there are some lakes, like Diamond Lake, if you catch a brown, you cannot legally damage it permanently, and you can't keep it. So you have to put it back. But just for gamesmanship, do what you need to do and put it back. And I use an app called Fish Techie, and you just put a little orange ball next to it, and you take a picture of it, and it does all the measurements for you, and you can put it back in the water ASAP. You don't have to pull it out of the water. You don't have to, gill it and weigh it and measure it. And I mean, they're tough fish. Don't get me wrong. Like bass, because these are old fish that have survived, a decade plus, and they're tough. But if I would suggest putting the brown back in the lake, please. Just so other people can enjoy it, and then of course repeat the cycle as they get bigger. So that's the beauty of it. Following the stocking schedules of legal size, trout gives you the beasts that actually eat these legal size. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, how big does a fish have to be to eat an 8-inch fish? I mean, it's got to be pretty big and a big enough mouth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So using, if you just want to catch the stock fish, I mean, just a spinner or some rainbow power bait, and I would suggest a water bobber or a bubble bobber. Bubble bobbers are bobbers that slide on your line, and you fill it with water. No air in it whatsoever. Just fill that thing up with water, the bobber. You're going to put it on the smaller end pointing towards your rod, and then you're going to put a barrel connector. That's a stopper. You're going to put 3 to 5 feet of leader on it. No more, no less. 3 to 5 feet of leader with a number 10 hook, and then just put some power bait on it. You're going to toss it out there and just let it sit with slack, no tight lines on it, okay? You're going to give that bait slack. What ends up happening with a bubble bobber is that it has enough weight to sink, but enough buoyancy to have neutral buoyancy within the water. So what it's going to do is it's going to slowly drop into the water column, and then it's going to touch the weed bed and stop, and it's going to have this neutral buoyancy, and then power bait floats. So 3 to 5 foot leader, your bait is up above it, and with the motion of the water, the current, it's going to be moving slowly. That is enough for the trout to be attracted to it. When the trout bites it, now this is where it's important to not have tight lines, okay? You got to give it slack. The trout is going to swallow that bait and hook itself and give it the ability to run on it. And when it runs, it's going to create, that slack is going to tighten, and it's going to hook itself. It's going to set the hook itself. At that point, your rod is going to bend, pull it up, have fun, and then repeat. If you do this, okay, the bubble bobber method with 3 to 5 foot leader, you will catch your limit of trout. Now, you will also catch a lot more than that. So what you'd want to do this properly, have a hook de-hooker. It's a de-hooker. It's just a little thing. And when you pull it up to your boat, if it's not what you want, leave it in the water in the net and just pop the hook out with the de-hooker, and keeping the fish in the water. Stock trout are easily shocked. They're easily shocked. So if you pull them out of the water and you do things, they're going to die. They're not going to survive. De-hook it and let them go. And then keep repeating until you get a size of a trout that you want. So you're going to catch a lot of legals, but you want trophies. And don't worry, you're going to catch like 20 fish in a day. You're going to have your pick. Stop at 5. Your limit is 5, okay? That's your limit, is 5. So please obey the law, okay? but keep the fish in the water and use a dehooker in order to remove the hook. If you use the bubble bobber method, you will catch a lot of trout. What you want to do is sort of hit the drop off and cast towards the shallows. These, since they did stock at the main ramp, what I noticed, because I was out there, I noticed that they were going left along the shoreline. So by working Rainbow Bay, okay, along that shoreline, you're gonna find those trout. There are some holdover areas, which is underneath the marina, right there. There's some divots, just beyond the boat ramp dock, just beyond it, about 75 feet. There's a holdover area where they like to settle in. But along that shoreline, on the main ramp towards Rainbow Bay, running along Rainbow Bay, they went left. I did follow the migration of it, and you're going to catch a lot of trout this weekend. Just shore fishing, bank fishing, the Rainbow Bay. Also, I'm sure they'll make their way over to Sunset there too. And there's a nice holdover beyond the lily pad area that they like to settle in on. So you're going to have to need some kind of flotation device to get out there. And you'll be able to fish that holdover area in the middle of Rainbow Bay towards the lily pad area. You know what I mean. There's no lily pads at the moment, but they're growing. And there's this divot out there, and you can catch your limit out there. So really easy fishing over at Lake of the Woods right now. We're going to talk a little bit about, in our next segment, we're going to go over the stocking reports, because I think that's real important for you to chase big, giant fish and have a great day. Now, There is a really cool event coming up, not this weekend, but the following weekend on Saturday at Veterans Park. There's a migratory bird day. Now, I am a big bird watching fan. I am. I mean, my wife and I, we owned a store in Fresno at one time called the Wild Bird Center. And every Saturday I took people out on bird walks, and I showed them the birds of Fresno. And it was amazing because you can walk through a neighborhood and see 5 different woodpeckers, which is one of my favorite categories of birds. Also, a lot of cedar waxwings. You'd be surprised at what you would see walking in your neighborhood, and if you just listen and look up to see what's there. Now, Migratory Bird Day is a celebration of what's coming in the area. And we have so much waterfowl, which is my weakness. I'm more of a songbird type of guy. But you'd be surprised the variety. I mean, just in Veterans Park, you could probably knock out 70 different species of birds in a day, maybe 100. There are so many. The green herons that love Link River. And there's just... the green herons are really cool. And if you bring your binoculars, to the park, I will have a booth set up and to show you, my stuff, but also to help you with your bird identification. So that's not this tomorrow. This is actually going to be on the 17th. So 17th at Veterans Park. All right, we're going to take a break, and we're going to go over the fishing stocking schedules in this next segment. Pay close attention because this is how you catch the big ones. So stay tuned. Okay, welcome back to Terrible at Fishing. All right, we are going to go over the stocking schedule for our area. So let me go to the website, which is the my ODFW, or odfw.com. And you can go to the fish stocking schedule and just type in a lake. Okay, put the dates that you want, type in a lake, and you can just go ahead and hit apply. And then it gives you the stocking schedule. Now, last week, or this week, I should say, they stocked 670 legals, 600 trophies. So that was a really good stocking. You saw, if you follow me, you on Facebook, you will find that I did catch some pretty good size one that came right off the truck. Now, May 19th through 23rd, which is in a couple weeks, that week they're going to really stock it up with legals. 1,000 legals with 600 trophies. So that's 1,600 fish that will be dumped into Lake of the Woods. So now we're going to go to Fish Lake. Now, interesting about Fish Lake, Fish Lake is a different forest, and Fish Lake is a lake with that has a different hatchery. So you get slightly different fish there, and the 12th through 16th, they're going to put in a ton of fish. It is a trout lake, okay? It's not a bass lake like Lake of the Woods. So next week, okay, this coming week, they're going to put in 4,500 legals. Now, what's so great about that is that those tiger trout, which are ravenous and huge, illegal to keep, but they will be hitting those legals. So 4,500 legals and 500 trophies. It's 5,000 fish next week at Fish Lake. That is, well, that's a lot. That's a lot, and that's because those other fish that are in it, they're just going to be wanting it. Now, over at Lost Creek Reservoir, if you thought that was a lot, okay, the same week, again, this is a different hatchery than we get on this side, Lost Creek is going to be stocked with 10,000 legals. 10,000 legals and 1,500 trophies, for a total of 11,500 fish. So next week, Lost Creek Reservoir will be given 10,000 and 1,500. Again, it is the big fish are going to be coming up and hitting these 10,000 legals. It is going to be a fantastic stocking. So let's look at Willow Lake. I love Willow Lake. It's just a cute little lake, great for kayaking, great for small boats. And so let's take a look to see when they have in 2 weeks. They're going to have a really good stocking. Again, we're seeing our bass into a pre-spawn mode. When they go into pre-spawn mode, they're not going to hit anything. All right, they're finding their beds, they're laying their eggs, and they're going to sit there, and they're going to sit in the shallows. I do not recommend fishing bedding bass. Now, some people do. Really hard to get them to bite, but if you do, put them back. Let them finish their nesting, but I don't like disturbing them. Typically, I'm going to be waiting on bass fishing for somewhere in late June, and then when they come off, their beds are going to be really, really hungry. It's going to be a lot of fun catching them, and the water's warming up really nice. It was 54 degrees when I came off the lake this week at Lake of the Woods. Willow Lake, all right, from the 19th through 23rd, will be given 5,500 fish, 4,000 legals, 1,500 trophies. And on such a small lake, this will make fishing incredible. It is a very beautiful little footprint of a dinosaur lake, and it's like a big giant T-Rex put its foot down. Willow Lake is about 20 minutes past Lake of the Woods, 25 minutes. Great lake, beautiful lake, incredible boat ramp. It has a great boat ramp. You're going to love launching at Willow Lake. So 5,500 fish will be put there in about a week and a half. That is going to be a lot of fun. So let's go over to Howard's Prairie. We gotta go type it in. Howard's. There it is. Howard's Prairie. Now let's see what they're going to be getting. They are going to be getting just legals on the 19th through 23rd, about a week and a half. They're going to be getting 7,450 legals. Now, the great thing about that is, again, bigger fish are going to be coming up, those largemouths, Howard's Prairies. Again, we're looking at a spawning type of scenario, but you can catch a lot of really nice big fish that are feeding off a large plant of legals. So, week and a half, 7,450 fish. So let's look at Hyatt Reservoir, which is not too far from Howard's Prairie. Nothing. Nothing. Let's look at Gerber. I like Gerber. And come on. Nothing. What do you mean? Gerber. How about Willow Valley? Nothing. All right, so we're just going to be... Oh, Thompson. Let's see if Thompson's getting anything. They've been stocked really, really well. You go to Thompson, you're going to be catching some big stuff. They got nothing. Next couple of weeks. But you don't have to worry about that. You go to Thompson, it'll do really well. Now, Anna Reservoir, a little bit of a drive, but Anna, let's see if Anna's getting anything. Oh, yeah, we're getting Anna, 2,400 legals, 19th through 23rd. Drew, let's see, Drew. No. Okay, so that kind of, oh, wait a minute, how about Lost River? Lost Creek, Lost Lake, no. All right. We are looking really good. So those are our fishing reports, our fishing stocking schedule for our local area right now. Now, what are you going to use? Now, worms always work, yeah, but spinners are working really, really well, and they usually do this time of year. Small finesse spinners, very good. Now, I've been using some bigger ones. So basically, you'd be surprised at what a lipless crankbait with a spinner attached to it, a willow blade, or if it's small and finesse, maybe a Colorado blade. Try that. You can go to Amazon and look up spinners and or spinner hooks, and ones that already have the spinner attached to them. Adding a willow blade hook to the back end of a crankbait or a lipless blade works very, very well. It'll get you about twice your hookup ratio, because it adds length, it adds a swimming action, and it adds flash, of course. So all three of those things are a sort of a trick, okay, to add to your arsenal that you already have. And, for a few bucks, adding that hook with a willow blade is an elongated blade. Again, we want to increase the size of our bait without increasing our outgo money, but also add that swim action. And if you watch me on terrible at fishing on YouTube and type in brown trout, you will see me catch a 27-inch 9-pound brown trout off of a lipless with a willow blade attached to it that I made. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you will see stuff like this. I did not record the trout that I caught because it was at the end of the day and my batteries were dead. And c'est la vie. And we'll get some more footage on there. And I've been busy doing a lot of artwork for the Migratory Bird Day because I want to present my art. I will be selling some of my baits over there and stuff like that. But I want you guys to really dive into the migratory bird watching. When you're fishing is just a joy. This time of year, we've got our spring migration, and they're coming into town. You're going to see sandhill cranes. You're going to see some absolutely beautiful birds, the green herons, and just beautiful, beautiful birds. And I'm enjoying it. The western tanager, which is sort of like I call my tequila sunrise birds. If you ever go on a bird walk with me, you will laugh because I have nicknames. And now Audubon guys go nuts. Audubon guys are pretty anal about naming their birds. You will do. He said, "Oh, look, a blue jay." An Audubon guy will get mad at you because we have no blue jays in the western United States. That's in eastern United States. What we have are scrub jays, and we have Steller's jays. We have mountain bluebirds and western bluebirds, and so to a Audubon guy, some of them, not all, but some of them are pretty anal, and they will correct you, and they will tell you that that is not a blue jay. Well, if you really want to get picky, that's not a blue bird at all. Those feathers are not blue at all. That's just what you perceive it to be, and they're actually brown. So, I mean, you can give a Audubon guy kind of a hard time if he's giving you a hard time by calling a jay a blue jay here on the western United States. You can just tell him, say, well, what color is it? And he'll say, oh, they're blue. Yeah. Is it a jay? Yeah. And, well, it's not a blue jay. It's a scrub jay or a Steller's jay. But you can also tell him that there's no such thing as blue feathers. So it's an optical illusion. I'm so ornery. I went on a bird walk in Squim once, and the guy was, I go, oh, everybody come over here. There's a tequila sunrise bird over here. And the Audubon guy was just mad at me. And it was a western tanager, which it looks like the drink, red, orange, yellow, just beautiful. I mean, it just looks like a tequila sunrise. Or bad hair day birds, Steller's jay. Or a belted kingfisher. Those are bad hair day birds. And so it's kind of fun to get under their skin. But my guys, my team, my group, we always have a good time. And, I will give them those little things that there's no such thing as blue and feathers. Or, the average, eagle's nest, bald eagle's nest weighs 3,000 pounds. And those are fun little facts that, an Audubon guy just doesn't give you. He just gives you the proper definition and, the bird code for that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this week's show. And hopefully you will get up to the lakes. Every lake is spilling over. Every river is at volume. You are going to have the best fishing this year in Oregon. So tight lines to each and every one of you. Have fun out there. And I really hope I helped you get excited about what's happening locally. We'll see you on the water or on the 17th at the Migratory Bird Festival at Veterans Park.